Good day, everyone. I hope you all had a fantastic Friday. My Friday was pretty good. Kind of uneventful. I didn't work, so I had a day off to just chill and relax. Or I would have if I didn't decide to go to a movie. So I went to see Tomorrowland, finally. I was waiting on it to get to the dollar theater, or the cheap $1.75 theater, I should say. It's only a dollar theater on Tuesdays. The other days is $1.75. So anyway, finally got to see that. I was excited. And so that's really all I did today. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my review of the movie. So here's Tomorrowland reviewing. So we got there just a couple minutes late. So we didn't see the initial introduction. But basically it kind of was set up like something you'd see at a Disney ride while you're in the line, in the queue. Kind of like one of those videos they play, and it explains what you're about to go into, kind of. And they did it kind of like that, and that was kind of cool, I thought. There were lots of reviews that are very negative about it. I don't understand, really, at all, those negative reviews. It's supposed to be a visual spectacle, and it was. They did great with that. But the story was actually pretty good. I get maybe not your typical George Clooney role, perhaps, but for someone like myself, who's a big fan of science and Disney both, I could appreciate those avenues that were put into the movie in that way. So basically it started out with this boy who went to the World's Fair back in the 60s. And he enters the World's Fair, and he has like this jetpack that he's been building, but he can't get it to work, and so they disqualify him. Say, if it ever happens, great, but obviously you can't win because it doesn't work. And so then there's this girl that tells him to follow them, and so they're doing this. They go into this exhibition ride. Back in the 60s, Walt Disney's It's a Small World. And so he manages to cut through lines, somehow get past all the employees and everything, and he's following them. He's been given this pin, and he's just told to follow us, but don't be seen. And so he follows them into the ride, and he gets into the next boat, which is empty for some reason. They're telling people to wait for the next boat, because that boat just filled up, and then suddenly there's an empty boat right behind them. That part was weird, but so he goes into It's a Small World, and is, doing that, and then he gets this beam scans the pin that he has on his shirt, and and the ride stops him, and then he drops down, goes down this little incline into this darkness, and goes into this thing that transports him to the other dimension where Tomorrowland is. And then he goes, a robot there fixes his jetpack for him, and he starts flying it around, and he lands down in front of the guy who had been at the fair, that the competition he was trying to be in, but was actually from this other dimension. And the girl was actually later revealed to be a robot, android, however you want to put it. And her job is to recruit dreamers, recruit people to come and be part of Tomorrowland and help create all these inventions and things. So anyway, they just cut it off there. And they go back to the initial thing with George Clooney and the other girl's character. And she's like, well, you're doing this weird. Let me tell the story. And so she switches over to her. And we go back into her backstory a little bit. She's always loved the stars. And she just knows how things work. And so she's first seen sneaking onto a NASA launch pad that they're going to tear down. Her dad is a NASA engineer. And once they tear this launch pad down, her dad will be out of a job. And so she sabotages the cranes that are going to be demolishing it. Successfully, I might add. The next day, her dad gets a phone call saying the cranes are down, but they're going to bring some more in from Orlando, and they'll be there by noon. And so, right back in. So that night, she goes back and tries to sabotage it again, but she gets caught. But the night before, when she didn't get caught, she makes it back home, and somehow the same pin with the Tomorrowland, the T on it, is snuck into her possessions. So that then the next day, she goes, she gets caught, she's put in jail. She's released from jail, she gets bail, her dad bails her out, and they're going through all her possessions, and it includes this pin that she's never seen before. She touches it, and suddenly she's in that dimension. She can see everything. And this is going to go way too long if I keep going like this. So I'm going to try to give you the highlights from this point forward. So she's trying to figure out how to get back to that awesome place that she sees, because the pin only keeps her there for so long, and then it won't show her anything else. They say basically it's a commercial for Tomorrowland, which means it's not based on what's actually real happening there. It's just what they show. And that might be where a lot of people don't like the movie, because that's all we see of that awesome world flourishing. Because later on, when she does go back, and she wants to go back, she does get back there, and it's just like nothing going on. The same buildings and everything are there, but it's not like people going around everywhere. It's not a bustling society. Anyway, so she reconnects with the person who gives, or she connects with the person who gave her the pin, which is actually that same little girl from 50 years earlier. 60 years earlier, 55 years earlier, I don't know, who's actually a robot, which we then realize at this point in the movie has got to be the case. There's a funny scene right before she reconnects with Athena is the girl's name, the robot's name. There's a funny scene in this comic book shop that she follows the pin to somehow. It's kind of crazy. It was a weird scene, a crazy scene, but it was entertaining. So anyway, then they're trying to find this guy who happens to be the kid that we see earlier. And so Athena takes her there, then leaves her there, throws her out of the truck that they're driving, and so she manages to get inside his house, and then he gets inside, and then she shows him that she's a dreamer, a true dreamer, and she believes in something by something occurring, changing something that he's afraid is going to happen. So basically, the whole idea is that Tomorrowland and everyone on it knows that the world is, that our planet, our dimension, our Earth, is going to destroy itself, and just like everything will be ruined 58 days from that point. So so what she does, and that's like certainty for them, and she says something, and then suddenly the certainty drops to below 100%, just 99.9999999 whatever, 8. So anyway, they've been following her. These robots have been following her, and so they try to kill them, basically, and they manage to get out by flying out in a bathtub capsule, and then Athena reconnects with them, and Frank is this old man, but he was this boy, and he felt betrayed by Athena at some point, and so there's that animosity there, but there's also this understanding and camaraderie that's there with them, and the other girl, main character, who's Casey's her name. She's like, there's something there, and she's weirded out by it. Anyway, then they go through this teleporting beam, really weird thing, and wind up teleporting to the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France, which is actually a secret back door to Tomorrowland that some of the creators of Tomorrowland, creators that include Tesla, Thomas Edison, Eiffel, the designer of the Eiffel Tower, I don't know his first name. A bunch of big name scientists, and they have this secret back door that's the Eiffel Tower, and so they wind up taking the Eiffel Tower rocket, basically, to Tomorrowland, up into space, turn around, go through a portal. Cool stuff. Get there, nobody's there. The main guy comes, is the guy that the kid that Frank saw when he was a kid, the guy that's basically in charge. And he takes him and he's going to send him back because he'd been exiled from the place. They're going to send him back again. But he's like, wait, this girl, Casey, has something she's special. And so they actually figure out what the problem is and how to solve it. But it turns out this guy, spoiler, up to this point, nothing has been like dead giveaway. It's been like what you're expecting to see in this movie for the most part, but this is a spoiler alert. He doesn't care. In fact, he wants it to be this way. And the way they explained it, that was the one thing. The way they explained his motivation was really strange. It's like, why does he want to make sure the Earth gets destroyed? But he seems determined to let it happen, even though they think they might have a way to fix it. And so, again, I didn't explain what the reason was exactly, but ultimately they figure out how to fix it. They take the thing that's causing the problem out of commission, and then they and the main villain, if you can call him that, is killed in the process, and then they're left in charge of Tomorrowland. They restart the program that Athena had put into place, and start bringing in dreamers. And it's basically the premise is not necessarily scientists, but just dreamers, people who look for the good and stay positive. Which begs me the question: where's my pen? Because I like to say I like to think I stay pretty positive. I would definitely qualify myself as a dreamer, and I want to go to Tomorrowland. I'll settle for the one in Disney. Just can't go there right now. Can't afford to. But overall, good movie. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I recommend checking it out. For those of you in this area, I saw it at the picture show. It's still there. Not sure how much longer it'll be there, but it's probably worth seeing on a big screen if you haven't. So check it out. If not, maybe check it out on DVD or something. Wait till it's on Netflix. Watch it there if it ever does that. But yeah, so this is a 13-minute video. I really thought I could get through it a lot faster than that. Apparently I couldn't, but I'm done now. So, good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. See what I did there? Bye.